What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Frank Warren. Frank Warren, the co-promoter of the WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, admits a unification with Oleksandr Usyk, at least for April 29th, is now a dead duck. It was confirmed on Wednesday that the potential showdown had fell apart after both sides were unable to agree for the rematch. They had agreed on a 70-30 split in Fury's favor, but reported Usyk was requesting a 70-30 split in his favor for the rematch, with Fury demanding a 50-50 rematch split. Usyk handlers applied a lot of pressure to have the fight go ahead on April 29th at Wembley Stadium. However, they warned any delay to the fight would result in a different split, which Warren believes was a tactic to get away from the match. He said, quote, Team Usyk said the fight must take place before the 29th of April, and if it goes later, then they want a different split, Warren told BBC. The reason they did that because they don't think Tyson would be ready for the 29th, and suddenly Tyson was ready for it. He has been in training camp for 2.5 weeks, got trainers from America, and they looked for a way to get out. Those are the words of Frank Warren. And let me counterpunch. Listen, I say the split's fair. 50-50 is not fair for a person that lost. So if Usyk beat Tyson Fury still wants 50-50. All Oleksandr Usyk did was repay the favor. That's all he did. He said, fine, I'll take 30%, but when I beat you, I want 70 and you take 30. But Fury wanted 50-50. And you know, that's just not fair, you know. I look at Tyson Fury, you know, he talks a good game, but I think deep down inside, he's scared. He's afraid. I think he doesn't want to fight the top guys because, and if he does, it will be for a lot of money. Just look at the Usyk fight. He wanted 70-30, but do you know why he wanted 70-30? Just in case he loses, he'll still get the lion's share of the money. And I think that comes from fear. I think that comes from doubt. I think that comes from self-belief that he could lose to Oleksandr Usyk. Think about it. First you had Joshua. Joshua's a bum. He's a dosser. He's a bodybuilder. He's this, that, or whatever. Right? But same thing with Usyk. Usyk's a middleweight. I'll run right over him. It's so easy. I can be ready. This, that, and the other. And Frank Warren just saying they were looking for a way out. I find it hard to believe that Oleksandr Usyk took the 30% and left the ball in your court. Tyson Fury had a choice. He accepted the 70-30, but he wasn't done. That wasn't enough. He wanted the money, then he wanted more, then he wanted more. Then guess what? He wanted more, okay? See, he didn't want a rematch clause. Now there's a rematch clause all of a sudden. Now he doesn't want to repay the favor. You know, and I just call that greed. You know, that's just greed all the way through, guys. You know, with Tyson Fury, you once upon a time heard him say, if I lose, I'll give no excuses. But you know what? Tyson Fury's already lost. He just doesn't take those losses inside the ring technically. But he's taken a lot of L's. Think about it. He messed up the Saudi Arabia deal with Anthony Joshua by fighting Deontay Wilder. And we really don't know if Deontay would have sued him. I think Deontay Wilder would have wanted the winner out of those two. I don't think he would have sued at all. Because we heard Deontay Wilder say, hey, I didn't say anything about suing anybody. I didn't want $10 million. I never said that. See, you see all these narratives come into place to protect Tyson Fury. As long as Tyson Fury gets his way, it's always going to be the way it is. Now, I want to believe that he had to fight Deontay Wilder, but I'm really not sure about that. I think he picked the easy road. I think he wanted a rematch. I think he really fears Oleksandr Usyk because deep down inside he knows he's a skilled fighter. And he doesn't want to give his props. And again, people, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Floyd Mayweather. You guys remember Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao was his rival. He was his equal rival. Okay? Matter of fact, he had a better career than Floyd. Floyd was always compared to Manny Pacquiao, and it made him sick. And I think Tyson Fury wants the lion's share of the money because he wants to believe, and he wants people, other people, to believe that he's better. He wants people to believe that he's more marketable. He wants people to believe that he fills more seats. Now, to be fair, he did break a record at Wembley with 95,000, but he was with Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte waited 1,000 days, okay? So that was a reckoning long coming. And I think a lot of people showed up because they expected Dillian Whyte to fight like there was no tomorrow, and he didn't. He just, I don't think he was at himself, or if he is, I just think Tyson Fury's better. But nonetheless, Tyson Fury didn't sell 95,000 tickets by himself. He fought Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte had a mishaps after fighting a lot of guys, a lot of undefeated guys. Oscar Rivas, Lucas Brown at the time, Joseph Parker, the former WBO champion. So, it was a lot of things that Dillian Whyte did that warranted that 95,000. Okay, so before we talk about Tyson Fury being better than anybody else, let's look at his resume. He hasn't fought anybody. He fought Klitschko a long time ago. He fought Wilder 3 times, and we still don't know how good Wilder would be against anybody else besides just having a good punch. Why? Because he hasn't fought anyone else. He shackled Wilder together hand in hand because he wanted that man as a trophy. Think about it. He got a statue. I think they overpraised him, honestly. I think I was surprised in the rematch, but I wasn't surprised in the trilogy. I didn't believe the glove gate stuff and none of that. I just think Tyson Fury's a better fighter, but is he better than the rest of these guys? And that remains to be seen. But I think that Tyson Fury is afraid to find out if he's better. I think Tyson Fury ducks these fights because he's really not sure if he can beat these guys. So he gives you the runaround. He gives you excuses. He sabotages his promotional team. He does a lot of stuff. But there's a reason for that. Tyson Fury does that purposely because he doesn't want to be challenged by a devil he does not know. Okay? Tyson Fury wants the easy route. Tyson Fury wants more money for less risk. Joe Joyce would be ideal, and even he didn't want to fight Joe Joyce December. He fought Derek Chisora, another easy pick, a guy that he's fought. We can't make this up. Now back to Frank Warren saying that they were looking for a way out. Are you serious? Really? Oleksandr Usyk is a stand-up guy, man. He does what he says. He doesn't BS. He is a jokester. He does like to, show his humor. But at the same time, he is a straight shooter. Now, if I was going to believe Tyson Fury or Oleksandr Usyk, it's Usyk all day. Because Usyk wasn't for all the BS. Tyson Fury is that guy that will always get out of these fights. And Frank Warren, being his promoter, he has to take up for him. Why? Because he's still undefeated. That's his fighter, and that's what a promoter's supposed to do. He's supposed to say, oh, the other team, Oh, they just wanted to get out of the fight. Now, a lot of Tyson Fury fans will say, oh, well, they could have talked more. Well, you know what? They did. And if they didn't, that means Frank Warren lied, because that's what he said on Talk Sports, right? He said that, hey, I'm going to have a conversation with Oleksandr Usyk. Hopefully we can get this done, you know. And I think there were more demands than Frank Warren is putting on. I don't see Oleksandr Usyk just lying about that. You know, I think Oleksandr Usyk knows business. He's been managing Oleksandr Usyk for a long time, and all these other fights happen, people. The Derek Chisora fight happened. The 2 Anthony Joshua fights happened. Okay? The Tony Bellew fight happened. All of a sudden, Tyson Fury, we don't get the fight. That's not by coincidence, people. Tyson Fury wanted out of this fight, and he made it difficult until he pissed them off, and there you go. See, it's more than one way to duck a fighter. You can just bullshit them so long that they just get fed up, and that's exactly what Oleksandr Usyk did. You know, now you could argue, well, was it ego? No, it's just self-respect. You know, if that guy wanted 70-30 because you wanted 70-30, you can ditch it out, but you can't take it. You want 70%, but then you can't take 30% once you lose. That shows me right there that if Tyson Fury actually lost, I think he would be worse than Deontay Wilder. Even though he said, I wouldn't do that, I would take my loss like a man. But I don't believe that now. Just look at what we have. 70-30, rematch 50-50. What the hell is that? Damn, what would be reasonable is a 60-40 split, at least. Then the next down is a 30-70. Right? But Usyk just used that because Tyson used that. And I think people should understand that. And again, Frank Warren, damage control, and more damage control. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Frank Warren claiming that Oleksandr Usyk's team wanted out of this fight. They didn't want the fight to happen. They were looking for a way out. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.